This is a 3D printed cube. Not just any cube, but a smart productivity cube that's supposed to keep me focused. Well, why did I make this? High school grades kinda matter, but I don't have a single tool to help me lock in. So, logically, I built my own. As you can see, there's not much electronic parts and they're all relatively small. On paper, this project shouldn't be that hard. It's just a hollow cube with some icons and text on the outside and electronics stuffed on the inside. However, this project is a bit hard to visualize, so I made a paper cube to show you exactly what my idea is. Oh wait, that's not quite 3D. Okay, that's a lot better. Anyways, I'll be brief with this, but how the cube will work is that the OLED display will show whatever is on the side that is pointing up. For example, if 25 is pointing up, it will be a 25-minute Pomodoro timer. If the weather icon is pointing up, it'll show you the current weather and etc. All can be controlled with buttons on the back. Now you may be asking how the cube will know which side is facing up? Well, that's why I purchased this gyro sensor which knows its rotation. I'm not 100% sure if the display and gyro sensor work, so let's wire everything up and see how it runs. This is actually my first time using ESP32 since I used Arduino in both of my engineering videos. Think of the ESP32 as a small but powerful microcontroller that has access to Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. It comes with these pins which allow me to connect it to a breadboard, just like an Arduino. Good news is that I was able to draw this beautiful animation on the OLED screen and also read the rotational values for the gyro sensor, so everything is working perfectly. Now we can finally move on to the fun part, which is 3D designing. Recently, I changed my 3D modeling software, so excuse my slow work as this clip is probably sped up by 50 times. Now all I have to do is send the 3D file to my 3D printer and let it do its thing. But wait. According to Google, only 1% of people in the world have 3D printers, which is a huge problem. If only 3D printing was more accessible to everyone, would the world be a better place? Well, this is where JLC3DP, the sponsor of today's video, comes in. JLC3DP is one of the most popular 3D printing services in the world, and what that means is that if you have a 3D model that you want to bring to real life by any chance, JLC3DP can do that for you with their own 3D printers. What I like about JLC3DP is the variety and choice. You can choose from resin, plastic, or even materials like metal, and they come in various colors. JLC is also extremely customer oriented since they always check your 3D files before they actually print and deliver them to you, just in case you made any mistakes. This is great for me because I make mistakes all the time, but regardless, it's always great to have a professional looking over your work. And when it's time to place your order, JLC3DP offers cheap pricing as well as fast international shipping. Thank you JLC3DP for sponsoring this video, and be sure to check out the link in the description. I'll be using JLC3DP services later on when I have my final design ready, but since I'm still prototyping, I'll continue using my own 3D printer for now. It took a bit too many iterations to get the measurements precise, but I'm glad to say that everything fits well. Except for the buttons since they have literally zero space to go down, but rest assured because I purchased new ones online. Anyways, the screen goes on the bottom of the cube, which is secured in place by this small piece, and the lid has supports on its bottom to press everything together. I'm planning for the gyro to go against this wall, and all the wires will come out of this opening to connect to the ESP32 on an external breadboard. Of course, I'll convert everything into a PCB later on in the video because frankly, I'm far from skilled enough to just make a PCB right now that will magically work on the first try. Now, let's do some wiring. Learning from my previous two videos, this circuit only took me 10 minutes to build. But let's write some code to test it out. As you can see, the gyro sensor is able to detect its rotation and figure out which face is pointing up. The screen can even rotate to match the perspective. I'm pretty confident that this is a reliable system, so there goes some tape. Now we just need some graphics. There's one way I know how to do that, but it requires a very intimidating piece of software. Donations? I haven't donated to an open source project for quite a while, so I felt like this was kind of necessary. Make sure to like this video to be part of this donation too. Luckily, I was able to rage quit Blender after a solid 10 minutes of trying to learn it, and I resorted to a much easier option. I'm trying to make 4 icons for the 4 sides of the cube, which are 25, 35, the weather icon, and also the clock icon. And before I 3D print it, let's change the color to black for some aesthetic contrast. Supergluing wasn't much of a pain, except for the few times where it almost permanently stained my furniture and my skin. But I'm happy to say that it's looking pretty good. Since all functionality is completed, the rest of the work should just be coding, which I can do from the convenience of my laptop. I recently upgraded from the Arduino IDE to NeoVim, which is an extremely fast coding text editor that minimizes the requirement to move your mouse. Alright, basically, if you turn it to the face 25, it starts a Pomodoro timer. Right after, I was able to get the 35-minute Pomodoro timer working too, followed by the clock. This was slightly more complicated since, if you haven't already noticed, Wi-Fi features allow the ESP32 to know the current time, as well as interact with backends to obtain information like the weather, which I'm currently working on. Luckily, the service called Open Weather Map lets you use their weather API for completely free. But of course, errors eventually creeped up to me. This was a simple fix though, since my backend wasn't properly communicating, like how a toddler can't form full sentences but they know what they're trying to say. And voila, all 4 sides of the cube are working flawlessly. It's time to finally build a PCB, which is pretty simple since I already had my layout planned out. JLC, the sponsor of this video, sent me 5 PCBs for completely free. 3 days later, all the remaining parts arrived. Keep in mind we still have a lot to do. With the new buttons I got, I tried to remove the existing headers, but it took me an insanely unnecessary amount of time, and I blame it on me not having something called wick, which is basically a sponge for the solder. Now that the button is oriented properly, it's time to do some more 3D modeling. This time I basically added a lid component which will cover up the button but also give it enough space to properly work. As you can see, everything fits together with screws, which is extremely professional. From the side, the productivity cube is not really looking like a cube anymore, which is not necessarily a bad thing. With some code, the button is now able to pause and resume the Pomodoros timers. Another day later, the PCB I ordered arrived and they are looking great. Now is when things get difficult because I need to condense what you're seeing right now on the screen all into this tiny box. I'm not sure if it's possible, but we'll give it a good try. I started by redoing the 3D model to add a compartment to hold the PCB and also a LiPo battery which will power the entire circuit. Now I need to face another fear of mine, which is soldering wires in a tight space. This clearly didn't go well in my previous video, so let's see if this time is any different. But when I pushed the PCB into the frame, wires kept getting loose. In all honesty, I was also kind of running out of time to build this project, so I just ditched this PCB system for now. I was finally able to place my 3D printing order from JLC 3DP, the sponsor of this video. Only $2 is kind of crazy. Finally, my 3D prints have arrived. These are in amazing quality and you can probably see on camera how smooth the finish is. Anyways, let's get assembling for hopefully the final time of this video. The wiring is a bit compact and dense since I want slightly better cable management to compensate for our lack of a PCB. Voila, I'm happy to say that the cube is finally finished, but now I can see if the cube actually boosts my productivity. Today, I'm dedicating my entire afternoon to studying for my Chinese exam tomorrow. I hope you liked that short montage and I was super productive, so mission successful. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, it helps me a ton. And if you want all the resources I used to build this project like the code, 3D files, and electronic parts, everything is in my GitHub repository linked in the description. Thanks for watching and I gotta go study for some more exams.